Hi again, everybody. John Boutte, Buffalo Sports Museum, with another episode of In the Vault, the Buffalo Sports Museum. Today, we're going to look back on a game in Bills history. I know it's baseball season, but I thought this would make for a good episode. We're going to talk about a particular game in Bills history that not many people know about. And people that I know, friends and family, when I bring this up, they look at me kind of odd and never even knew that this game took place. Well, back in 1961, the Bills were going to be starting their second season in the American Football League. And a new player was on the Bills that year, and I'll point it out. This is his debut game. Billy Shaw, the first game in Billy Shaw's illustrious AFL career, a career that would lead him to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this was his first game. And it's a strange game in Bills history. Like I said, not many people know about this or remember this game. But it was a preseason game, their very first one in 61. And it had them get on a bus, not a plane, but get on a bus and travel to Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, for a preseason game against the CFL, Canadian Football League, Hamilton Ti-Cats. And it's odd because there's only one or two other instances of an NFL team playing a CFL team, and this is kind of fun to talk about. The Ti-Cats are a long member of the CFL, Canadian Football League, and as you know, the Bills are in their second season in the AFL. So I guess somebody probably just said, "Hey, you want to play a preseason game?" And they said, "Sure, why not? Let's do it." I guess it probably went down that simple back in 1961, as football and sports in general were pretty easy going back then. And so anyway, it's a fun topic, and we'll talk about it very briefly. The 61 team of the Bills was still coached by Buster Ramsey. Buster Ramsey, right there, defensive genius, who led the Bills that year to a 6-8 season, and would be replaced after that season because there were two losing seasons. For Lou Saban, who would come the next year in 62. But the Bills that year were still sporting their Detroit Lions look, as Ralph Wilson, as everybody knows, hailed from Detroit, Michigan, and was a minority owner of the Detroit Lions at one time. So they were still using their royal blue and silver uniform colors. It would be their last year wearing that, and the next year, Lou Saban would turn their uniform design around and make them red, white, and blue. But at this point, they're still wearing the Lions color scheme, which I thought was a really nice look. I think they're beautiful colors, and I thought it was a really nice look. But as we all know, the red, white, and blue really is synonymous with Buffalo Bills football. But the game was played in what's called Hamilton Civic Stadium at the time. A lot of stadiums around the country and in Canada were being called Civic Stadium before they were being put names on them. But here's the ticket poster where to get tickets for the game. Reserve seats from $1.50 to $3.50. Boy, have things changed in terms of ticket prices. And here's an unused ticket to that game. Only 12,000 people attended the game, And believe it or not, the Ti-Cats took it to the Bills that day. 38-21 Ti-Cat victory, which had to be somewhat shocking. The AFL, I know it was in its infancy, only in its second year, but the American Football League had pretty established players, at least collegiate players, at that time, and I think the CFL was still taking NFL leftovers at that point. But again, preseason game, I don't know how much stock we can put in that, but still odd. The Ti-Cats beat the Bills and beat them pretty handily, 38-21. I get this question asked a lot: what rules did they play? Because the CFL and the AFL used different rules. Matter of fact, different field dimensions as well. So from what I'm told, obviously the field dimensions were the CFL field, where it was a 110-yard field and not a 100-yard field. And from what I can find out, it was a mixture of AFL and CFL rules. And I don't know what that means in terms of downs. I know the AFL was a 4-down league and the CFL was a 3-down league. So I don't know exactly what the rules were, but the only thing I could find out was a mixture of rules. So that's kind of cool. But here's the program and here's the ticket. The program is a very, very, very hard program to find. I always tell everybody it is the hardest Bills program to find. You will not find a harder one to acquire than this one. For one reason, obviously 12,000 people showed up. For the other reason, it was in Canada. So not a lot of people from the States made the trek over to Hamilton to attend this game. So these programs go for a very, very, very high amount of money. And then the tickets as well. The ticket stubs and the almost non-existent to find those. But interesting story of the Buffalo Bills and the American Football League, of how in such an early time in their history, they were willing to play a CFL team. And that never happened again in Bills history. So anyway, we hope you liked the segment. If you do, like, share, comment, and let us know if there's some other topic you want us to discuss. We're moving along, and we're trying to get as many episodes done as we can. So hope you like the segment. Have a great night. Hope the weather gets better. Bye-bye.